Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, the holidays are in full swing and we need to figure out what we're gonna do about our eating. So I tell you what, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I'm gonna get settled and we'll talk about what we're gonna do. So we've already talked about a list of, I don't know, holiday survival plans, our holiday survival guide, if you will, and I'll link that here. But y'all, I feel like that's only so helpful. I feel like we really need to kind of get into talking about what we can do on a day-to-day basis to get through these holiday parties, holiday meals, holiday whatever it is that either you're going to or that you're hosting without completely blowing up your diet. So here's what I want to do. I want to talk about some dishes. Like some dishes that you can serve either at your home if people are coming to you, like if you're having a party, or that you can take and share if you're going somewhere. So instead of me just standing here and pointing to pictures of things like I normally do, I want to actually, and I do think those are helpful to an extent, but not in this kind of situation where I want to talk about recipes and menus that you can make and things that you can put together to take with you. Like that setup works if we're just shopping. But today we're going to be making, y'all, I'm not making these things because if I make them, they're going to go in my fridge, which you can't see, it's right there. They're going to go in my fridge and I'm going to eat them because we're going to find some tasty things. So instead of doing all that and me completely sabotaging my diet or having to ride the Peloton 24/7 to make up for my eating, let's just talk about some recipes. So let me get on the computer and we'll find some recipes and talk about what you can serve or what you can take to parties to share and still keep your diet and your eating under control. All right, y'all, we have obviously made it to the office, so let's jump on the computer and find some recipes for some appetizers or some hors d'oeuvres maybe that we can take to parties or that we can serve at our own gatherings that are more maybe diet friendly or Weight Watchers friendly than some of the other dishes that are going to be out there, so that these will at least be there for us to choose from. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to give my standard disclaimers that are if you've got dietary restrictions, if you have any kind of health related food restrictions, then disavow everything that I say and do what you have to do to keep yourself healthy and safe. That's sort of the always caveat when we have these conversations. And with that being said, y'all, there are going to be times, I feel like, when you go to social events, when you go to gatherings where you just have to sort of take the YOLO approach, right? You only live once. You got to eat the dish. You got to have the dessert. Eat the prime rib, eat what it is that's being served to you, and then just deal with the consequences later. We've talked about this before. Do more exercise. Like if you know that you're going to go to a big event, like the intern and I back over the summer went to the wedding of a friend of ours. And I knew that I wasn't going to be all worried about points and counting calories and whatever at this wedding. So I worked out a little more during the days leading up to the wedding. So I had kind of banked some points and just enjoyed myself. Didn't worry about the points and what I was eating or what I was drinking at that wedding. And then just, worked out a little harder a few days after and everything was fine. The world did not come to an end. Things didn't come crashing down around me. I just, it just was what it was. So sometimes, y'all, you just gotta live life. But then there are some times where you can control things a little bit more. And to me, those are the times that we need to take advantage of and make better choices. So let's jump on the computer and let's find some recipes that we can use and maybe that we can alter to make them more Weight Watchers or diet friendly. So let's jump over here and look at some recipes. So like I said, I said a lot of things. I want to look at just some sort of classic recipes, like things that you find at parties. Now, there isn't a specific website that I endorse, so to speak, so I'm going to jump around to some different websites, and y'all, you can find these same or very similar recipes at lots of different websites. So I'm just going to pick some that we can talk about, because one thing that I want to talk about specifically is things in these recipes that we can sub out for more Weight Watchers friendly options. So let's look at this Weight Watchers stuffed mushroom recipe. Stuffed mushrooms. So these are bacon and cheese stuffed mushrooms. And y'all, all you got to do is make you some bacon. So they have 3 slices of bacon. And what this recipe has you do is to cook the bacon over medium-high heat in a pan. What I would do if it's an option, now it's not all that cold here yet. It's like, I don't know, 35 degrees outside. So I can do this here. I have one of those bacon cooker things. It's like I don't even know I can't remember the Baconator, is that what you call it? It's like a U-shaped thing, and you like drape the bacon over it to cook it on the grill. I love that thing. I would cook my bacon on that to get just all of the fat and stuff rendered out before I even try to put it in my recipe. This has you just saute the bacon in a pan, which is fine. You cook it until it's browned, drain off the grease, and again, I would do it on that grill thing to get rid of all the grease. Dice your bacon and set it aside. You preheat your oven, take your mushrooms, and we're using 8 cremini mushrooms. Did I say that right? Y'all pretend I said that right even if I didn't. Hear it right in your head even if I said it wrong. 1 tablespoon butter. We're going to work on that. A tablespoon onion chopped, and 3/4 of a cup of cheddar cheese. Now, yeah, I hope y'all are hearing this in your head before I even say it. I'm going to sub in fat-free cheddar cheese, especially when you're mixing it into something. That little like whateverness that you might get off the cheddar cheese, it's going to be okay. So fat-free cheddar cheese, diced up onion. Go on ahead and get your butter out, but we're not going to use a tablespoon of butter. So separate your mushroom, the caps from the stems from the caps, whatever. Save the caps, chop the stems. Now, they want you to melt the butter in a large saucepan and then add the mushroom stems and onions. Stir and cook. We call that sauteing. Saute until the onion is soft and then take the pan off the heat. Y'all, here's what I would do here. Chop up my onion, chop up my mushroom, throw it in the pan, and instead of using butter, I might use a touch of olive oil just to get a little bit of a crust on it, but I would use a little bit of water to dissipate that heat and get the mushroom and the onion cooked, get it cooked through, and then add a little bit of butter just for the taste. So you don't have to use as much butter. You're cutting the fat and you still get the taste of the butter. So throw in some butter. So now you've got your mushroom stem and your onion sauteed together, and you take that off the heat, and then you mix the mushroom stem and onion mixture with the bacon, which we cooked on the grill, didn't really grill it, but you know what I'm saying. Diced it up, and you add in your fat-free cheddar cheese, mix it well, put that in your mushroom caps, stick it in the oven, bake it in a preheated oven for 15 minutes. And y'all, if we do it this way, mushrooms, no points, onions, no points, bacon is, oh, y'all check me on this, 1 point per slice of bacon, and half a cup of fat-free cheese. I believe 1/4 of a cup is 0 points. So we might get like 1 point off of the fat-free cheese, but I'm not sure about that. But even if, so let's call it 0 or 1 points for the cheese. And y'all, that's our whole dish. And look how easy that is. So I feel like this is one of those things that if you're serving these at home, you can just make these and that. Like, you don't even have to be like, oh, and I made these for our, diet friendly option. That's just an option. Like, I think that's just going to be tasty. So mushrooms, stuffed mushrooms. I would even eat those. And I don't like mushrooms because y'all know, as Louis Grizzard has told us for years, because rest your soul, Louis Grizzard. You know why mushrooms are slimy? Because of what frogs do on those things in the rain. Ew. Anyway. All right. So stuffed mushrooms. I think those are a fabulous option. And you can make them like fancy looking if you want to. All right, let's move on. I think cucumber sandwiches are a fantastic option. One, I think they're pretty. Look how cute they are. They're fancy, and you have a lot of options of things that you can do with cucumber sandwiches, or like little finger sandwiches. Lots of slicings you can do. And I believe that you can easily control your points, your calories, whatever it is that you're counting. So obviously you get you some bread, you make you a little spread. Now this spread, and by spread I mean like what you put on it spread, not like spread. For this, the spread that they have here, I'm sorry the pictures keep lighting up. That's annoying. They use 1/3 less fat cream cheese. Now y'all remember, and I know it says it right there, but it's not 1/3 fat cream cheese. It's 1/3 less fat cream cheese. So it is less fat, but it's still kind of a lot of fat in that cream cheese. So it's 2 ounces of the cream cheese, 2 tablespoons plain non-fat Greek yogurt, 2 teaspoons chopped fresh dill. That sounds so good. Teaspoon lemon juice, 1/8 teaspoon salt, some black pepper, and then sliced whole wheat bread. Now y'all know I'm not going to use regular sliced whole wheat bread. I'm going to use that 1 point per slice bread. So even if you make this stuff, if you do, so they're doing equal parts Greek yogurt and the reduced fat cream cheese. Y'all, I have heard tell that there is actual fat-free cream cheese out there. I have never been able to find it in this teeny tiny little burg of a town that I live in. But if you can find fat-free cream cheese, obviously that's going to help us out a lot here. But so this is oh, it's not equal parts. Duh, it's 2 ounces cream cheese, and a block of cream cheese is 8 ounces. So 2 ounces cream cheese, 2 tablespoons Greek yogurt. You mix it up, mix in your dill, your lemon juice, your seasonings, and then you just spread it on your bread and put your little slices. And again, y'all, I think the cucumbers make a lovely little deal. I think that you could do tomato on there. You could do any number of little like finger sandwich options. And if you use a reduced calorie bread, that's going to bring your calories on these things down a lot. And it's light. Like it's not, I don't know. I mean, I eat that bread all the time. So to me, it's not weird anyway. Like I think regular bread would be weird to me, but I don't feel like that's, strange to use a lighter, like airier bread on this type of dish because it's finger food. Like you're serving light foods anyway. So while we're on the cucumbers, let's talk about a couple of different options here for cucumber sandwiches. So here's another one. This is another classic. It's a cucumber served on like that little pumpernickel bread. And again, y'all, you can sub out other things for those little like pumpernickel squares. You could do crackers. You could do any number of things. In this recipe, they're using garden vegetable reduced fat cream cheese as the spread. So, but again, you can do an open-faced sandwich with like a little cracker or a little piece of pumpernickel or any of those little like square breads. You can do the reduced fat cream cheese and Greek yogurt mixture with the little bit of seasonings in it as your spread, your cucumber. And you can always consider adding a little more on top of the cucumber. Now, this is a whole separate dish, like a whole separate option. This is a cucumber salmon bite. And it's just, I'm going to give you a second to think that through. Cucumber with salmon on it. Look how cute those are. So this whole thing is just cucumber salmon with reduced fat cream cheese. So cream cheese and sour cream is the little like dollop on top, seasoned with garlic and lemon juice. So cute. But you could do that. So you could do that as its own like separate little, what's it called? Amuse-bouche. Or you could do your little open-faced cucumber sandwich thing with whatever you got on the bottom. Say you're using the pumpernickel bread with a cucumber, little bit of salmon, little dollop of whatever you're dolloping on top, and cute, low calorie, low point, and it's a little more substantial than either just a little cucumber bite or open faced cucumber sandwich. I think these are a great idea. And you could do both, right? You could do one or the other or both because it's all really all the same stuff. I know, too much. All right, let's get off the cucumbers. We're going to be here all day if I just keep talking about stuff. Let's talk about one more lighter thing, and then we're going to talk about some sort of heavier dishes. What about a whipped feta dip? Y'all. Seriously, this is why I'm not making these, because how good do these sound? And they would all be in my refrigerator just screaming out my name for me to come and try them all the day long. So, whipped feta dip. Here's how we do this. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, y'all, I seriously can't. I might go make some of this right now just for fun. So we're going to use 5 ounces of reduced fat feta cheese, 2 tablespoons fat-free cream cheese, 1 teaspoon fresh lemon juice, 1 clove garlic. 1 clove garlic. Let me take a second on that. Amazing. A little bit of oregano, a little bit of black pepper. Add all the ingredients to your food processor and whip it up. Y'all, I can't. Like, I'm not even making this and I'm getting excited. So, you whip up your feta and that's your dip. You can do, all you got to do is look at the picture. You can do veggies, you can do bread, any kind of thing that you can dip and eat. Oh my goodness, would be so good with that feta dip. Or, now we've made our feta, our whipped feta. What if we made a little extra? And y'all, we could use that whipped feta, just a teeny tiny little touch of whipped feta on top of our little cucumber bites or little cucumber sandwiches. Or if you really want to start talking, let's get into the air fryer. What about some air fryer toasted raviolis? Y'all, we've made these before. They were very easy and very tasty. Now, I used the frozen raviolis from Walmart, parboiled them a little bit, and then just coated them with breadcrumbs on both sides, popped them in the air fryer for a little while. Let's see what they say to do. Lightly spray with some oil. Set the air fryer at 370, 4 minutes. Flip them over. Yep. Repeat it on the other side, and Bob's your uncle. Y'all, they are so easy. They're so good. Now, don't let them sit around for very long because they get chewy and not so good. But these are very quick, very easy, and very tasty. Air fryer raviolis. And I want to say when I did it, it was 1 point per ravioli, but I'm not sure. So check me on that. Air fryer raviolis and air fryer meatballs. Y'all know how I love air fryer meatballs. And you know what? Let's skip that for a minute. We'll go back to the meatballs because I want to take a minute talking about those. You can do oven baked potato skins, which are exactly what they sound like. Instead of frying your potato skins, you just bake your potatoes in the oven. It's kind of like a twice baked potato. So you scoop them out. Well, you bake them. Then you scoop them. Then you put them back in the oven with your gewgaws inside. Now, y'all know we're going to use fat-free cheese in here. And depending on what you're doing and who you're serving, you could use turkey bacon. I would probably just go ahead and use real bacon because it's only a point per slice of bacon. So I would just go ahead and use real bacon. It's the carbs in this that's going to get after me, not the fat in the bacon. Because anyway, y'all don't need to see that deep and dark inside my closet. But oven baked Stuffed potato skins, so good. And you can use any one of a number of dips. You can do just your classic sour cream. You could do our fat-free 0 Point ranch dip. You could probably even use that. Y'all, I'm now obsessed with that whipped feta. I'm going to be putting whipped feta on everything. You might even try some whipped feta on those potatoes. That would be good. So, baked potato skins. Those look really good. Now let's actually get into some meat. We talked about raviolis. What about skinny Italian turkey meatballs? Now, this is one of those, maybe you're going to use turkey meatballs, maybe use a lean hamburger, because you can get 93% lean hamburger and it's tasty, and it's still, I mean, it's not nearly as lean as turkey, but it's still pretty lean. So, make your own call on that. But turkey meatballs. So y'all, I'm not going to go all into this making of the meatballs thing here. We've made meatballs before, and I use 99% lean turkey. I think she uses 99% as well. I thought she used 93 in this recipe. She does. She says you can also use 93%. I use 99%. Breadcrumbs. When I'm just making it for myself, I don't put cheese in them, but, herbs and egg. Now, when I do my breadcrumbs, I do breadcrumbs and then I put almond milk in the breadcrumbs, let it soak up, and then use that as my binding agent. Anyway, my stick together agent in my turkey. Mix all that stuff together, make meatballs, and then I put it in the air fryer at 350 for just a couple of minutes, and I watch them closely because turkey cooks so fast. Flip it over, let it cook for a little bit longer. If I were going to serve them just plain old meatballs, I would be pretty careful and make sure that I got them brown, because turkey meatballs can look not super cute, but they're okay. Like, I think they look cute enough if you get them brown. So make some turkey meatballs. And then for the marinara sauce, of course you can use a jarred sauce, because y'all, seriously, if you're prepping for a party, there's only so much stuff you're going to be able to do. So sometimes you just got to cut your losses and use what you can get. So, and that's essentially what this is saying. If you don't want to make the sauce, you can use jarred sauce. But for my sauce, I just take tomato sauce, put in a little tomato paste, mix it up, throw in some Italian seasoning, some oregano, garlic, and then throw in stuff until it tastes good. I put in some basil and salt, pepper, mix it up, taste it till it's good, and then that's my red sauce or my marinara sauce. So these are actually like meatballs for spaghetti and meatballs, but of course you can just make them smaller and serve them as your appetizer meatballs on, like in a crock pot or whatever on your appetizer table. So I think that would be a great option, either turkey meatballs or hamburger, like beef meatballs. If there is a record for the number of times a person says meatball in one vlog, I'm about to break it, because y'all, we're about to talk about some meatball sub cupcakes, and I'm so excited. I know that sounds so crazy and weird, but y'all, look at these. They're little like cupcakes, but they're meatballs. And I can't. I seriously can't. Here's what you do. You take some Pillsbury reduced fat crescent rolls and some meatballs, and they say part skim mozzarella cheese. I'm going to use fat-free mozzarella cheese and some spaghetti sauce. So you get a little mini muffin tin, and y'all get ready for this. You take your crescent dough and you mush it. You know how it's perforated in triangles? Well, you mush it together so that it's one big rectangle. And then you take a cookie cutter and you cut out circles of crescent dough and you mush those down into your little mini cupcake tins. And then guess what you do? You take your meatballs, which you've left a little bit less than done, put them inside the muffin tins with your dough, sprinkle the top with mozzarella cheese, and you bake it. And it makes little meatball cupcakes. Y'all, guess what I'm fixing to go make? I'm not even kidding. I'm going to go work out, and then I'm going to go make I cannot help it. I can't not do this, y'all. So I'm going to go work out and then I'm going to go make some meatball cupcakes, mini meatball cupcakes, and I will meet y'all in the kitchen. I tell you what, I might take you to work out with me. Depends on how the workout goes because I have to do a core workout and I'm not sure how it's going to look. So I'm going to go work out and either I will see you there or I'll meet you back in the kitchen after I work out. But either way, we gonna make some mini meatball cupcakes. All right, so I'll see y'all down there.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go,
All right, y'all, I survived that workout, and yes, survived is very much the word for it. But anyway, that's done. I made some meatballs. I got them in the air fryer, and I decided to just make beef meatballs for this first attempt at the meatball cupcakes because I might have mentioned this before, but beef gives you a little more sort of margin for error, right? When you're cooking turkey, especially ground turkey, it dries out so quickly, but you want it done, right? And with beef, you can have it like medium or a little bit less than medium or a little bit like a tiny bit more than medium, and it's not going to be awful. So I wanted to try beef meatballs first, figure out what I'm doing, and then maybe make some turkey meatballs, meatball cupcakes. So what I did, what happened was I took I think a pound of beef with 1 egg. I used 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs with 2 tablespoons of almond milk, mixed that together, threw all of that in the beef, mushed it up, threw in some seasonings. I used salt and pepper, and of course the ever-present garlic and onion, black sea salt and other stuff seasoning that I got at the Walmart. Threw in some Italian seasoning, mushed it all up, and made some small meatballs. I used a 1 teaspoon scoop because y'all, look how cute this is. I got this cute little bitty mini muffin tin, which isn't tin, it's silicone. So mini silicone muffin mold maker thing. And I didn't want my cupcakes or my meatballs to be too big for it. So I made little bitty meatballs. They're in the air fryer. So let me get that done. I need to get my croissant dough going. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might make circles. I might make squares. I don't know. I'll come back and let you know what I did once it's done. But I'm going to do something. I'm going to put my dough in here, put my meatballs in here, put some fat-free mozzarella cheese on it, bake it, and then we'll taste it. All right, so I'll be back. Y'all, I think we're onto something here. So I made the little meatball cupcake things, and I started off cutting out the dough in circles and bored of that very quickly. So then I just got a pizza cutter and I put it on like a cutting mat and cut it into squares, shoved the squares into the little circles or the little like whatever muffin tin holder things on the mini muffin tin, stuffed a meatball in each one, put some cheese on it and baked it. So I was watching it bake and I was like, those aren't looking all that cute. And then I thought, you know what? The reason they're not, and they're okay. Here's what we got out of those. So this is here's one of the little cupcake things, meatball cupcake things. And if you break it open, that's what you got. So it's cute, and you know, you dip it in some red sauce. But I had only used half of the hamburger and half of the croissant dough. So I was like, what if, instead of making meatballs, I just brown the hamburger? Do the croissant dough like I did it, cut it into squares, shove it in the things, and then put browned hamburger, you know, like crumbled brown hamburger down in it, instead of the meatballs. Because I don't know, I just didn't think these looked all that cute. So I did that. Made squares of dough, put it down in the thing, put hamburger in it. And y'all, I didn't film this because I was like, well, what if this is just an absolute colossal waste of time and then I'll just look like an idiot, which y'all never see me look like an idiot. But anyway, so look how cute that is. So same recipe. Now the hamburger, when I browned it, it's a little bit weird because it's, you know, it's supposed to be meatballs. So it's got some, look at, they're steaming. They just came out of the oven. So, you know, it's got egg and breadcrumbs and stuff in it. But look at how cute these are. Here's like a little plate of those. Y'all, I think, is that focusing? I think that's the deal right there. Very cute. And I know it's going to be good because I tried the meatballs. I've seriously said meatball 47 times in this vlog. But yeah, I tried them earlier, so I know they're good. I mean the meatballs, not these things. But let's see how this is. Oh. It's really good. And it's actually very light. Because here, now you can really see what it is. Because it's the ground, like the sauteed ground beef like you would make for, you know, something that you put sauteed ground beef in. Like spaghetti or whatever. So instead of shoving a whole meatball in your mouth, you can take an actual like human-sized bite of this. So y'all, that's the ticket right there. So roll out your croissant dough. And when I say roll out, like, I mean, it's already rolled out, right? You just got to mush it out a little bit more. Because look at the difference in these two. So this, I mean, these are cold. They've been sitting out while these other ones baked. But so this is the not rolled out dough. And then this is rolled out dough. See how it's just a little lighter and flakier? This is not rolled, this is rolled. I just think it comes out nicer. So roll out your dough. I cut it into squares that are big enough to like make a little cup in the bottom of the muffin tin. Shove it down in there, put you some hamburger in it. And then if you take the time to actually like put the cheese into the thing, instead of just throwing it on, but like actually, you know, sort of like shove it down in there, it comes out super cute. So I guess depending on what, like if you're making them for a party, I would make them look like this, like cute. But like if you're just making them for like you and your intern to sit around and like watch football or something, then maybe you don't have to make them that cute, but that's really cute, y'all. So did I finish saying? So shove the dough in the bottom of the muffin tin, throw in some of the browned hamburger, put the cheese in it to where it like is down into the circle, like into the muffin tin holder. Bake it. I baked it according to the directions on the croissant dough, which was 375 degrees. And I just kept watching it because I didn't want it to burn, but I wanted it to cook. And the dough actually cooked up pretty well, even with all that hamburger in there. So, y'all, that was a success, especially for me just being like, oh, let's make that. I'm gonna call that a success. And y'all, I'm gonna get out of here because I'm slap out my mind. So, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.